My name is Tavey, and I was adopted. I grew up in Evergreen, Colorado. I have 2 children. My dad died in 2010, my mom died in 2014, and a very good friend died in 2012. So I kind of lost it. I lost my job, I lost my apartment, and became homeless. And that was 2.5 years ago. I was living on the streets, drinking all the time. You do things, you make terrible decisions. You don't think about your own welfare. You don't truly care about somebody else or yourself. I mean, I've died before from overdose of alcohol, and they brought me back. And then I just continued to drink. It's like nothing mattered at a certain point in my life, you know? I met Christ in the City, and they were wonderful to me. I'd lost my faith, I'd lost everything, and through people in my life and through them, I started to pick God back up again.
I still remember the first day I actually met Tavey, and we were walking down Colfax, like next to the cathedral, and I noticed this woman and man kind of walking down on the sidewalk, and the woman was in a walker and kind of moving really slowly, and yeah, I just like said hi, introduced myself. Just from there on, we pretty much ended up seeing Tavey like every day we would go out on a street walk.
They just kept coming around every week. They sat and listened to me for a while, and I was probably half, teary or whatever. They always sat and talked to me, and they probably talked their ear off, and they accept you for what you are. They're not afraid to hold your hand or touch you or, do your hair when you haven't brushed it or washed it in 3 weeks. They make you feel human. They make you feel wanted. And you don't always feel like that when you're homeless, not on the streets, and not taking care of yourself.
What's beautiful about like Wednesday lunch in the park is it's every single Wednesday, and Tavey comes faithfully, and she always has this, this big smile on her face. Like, I think she honestly planned her week around that. Like, Wednesdays at 1, I'm gonna be at the park. One day, I guess I was tired, she could tell that I was having a bad day. She's like, Emily, I'm gonna do your makeup, and just starts whipping all this stuff out of her bag.
This bright pink, lipstick. And then there's a point where she's like, I'm putting it on you. I'm like, what? No.
And she put it all over the girls, and I just remember it was just being with her and being normal friends who hang out and put on each other's makeup.
It's these little moments like that, go from that, goofing around, but also having those more serious conversations. And I remember just at one point, I think she really hit a low point, rock bottom. She would show up to lunch in the park still, but just with black eyes and just having fallen down and because of drinking or gotten into fights because of it.
When a friend is suffering, it's really hard to hear, and I think sometimes it's easy to want to have an agenda for someone's life, but I know that our mission is to just love and sit there and listen.
They never abandoned me. They've always accepted me for who I was.
We got to be there to love her, to just take her to Starbucks and have a coffee and listen to what was going on in her life and listen to her struggles.
I was talking to her and she was just like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this life. I want to get off the streets.
I've been to 10 programs before, inpatient programs. I just was never ready. It has to come from you. And
finally realizing that on her own, we were finally able to okay, Tavey, so let's do this.
They've been trying to get me into the place that I'm at for a couple years, and I denied it every time they had a bed for me because I didn't want to go in at 5 o'clock. I didn't want to leave Sean. I didn't want to give up drinking is what I didn't want to do. This last time, something just clicked.
We ended up contacting one of the outreach workers from St. Francis Center who is just amazing. She helps us out with so many of our other friends.
She's been helping me a lot. She's the one that hooked me up with the man from MHCD that got me the motel the day after I got out of detox. He came and he went there and he begged for me for a bed. So the next available bed they gave to me.
What I really love about working with Christ in the City is I see so many people out on the streets that don't have the social community support. And I, in my role as a social worker, can't provide that type of relationship. But the person that I meet on the streets needs someone to be their friend, needs someone to sit down with them for hours at a time, getting to know their story. I don't have that luxury. And what I love about Christ in the City is that you guys can provide that emotional support that I can't. And when we can partner together, have the emotional support and then the social services support teaming up, like that gives somebody a platform to be able to bring Ward to a better life.
I'm 33 days off the streets today, and I'm 33 days sober. So, but I still come no matter what. Even since I've stopped drinking, I still go out on little outings with them.
When someone gets housed and I'm no longer their outreach worker, no longer their case manager, no longer their social worker, they're there lonely and empty again. But to have that maintained relationship with Christ in the City once they get inside is huge.
They've been there for me through everything, you know? And just seeing them in the last month, it's just great. It's kind of cool. When everybody's like, you just look so amazing and you look healthy and they're so proud of you, it means a lot to me. I feel like I have family because I don't have much family left. So, my kids even want to meet them because they know what a difference they've made in my life. It's kind of cool. Like they say in AA and stuff like that, if you don't love yourself, come here and we'll love you until you can. And that's exactly how you all are.